Hey, Den of Geek fans, Aaron Sagers here. We're at New York Comic Con, and I'm talking to the cast and the creatives behind Significant Other, a movie that is shrouded in secrecy and having its premiere right here at the con. So I guess my first question for you guys is, how do we talk about a film when we can't talk about the film? It's it's shrouded in mysteries. So just down the line, like, how have you been handling interviews when you're like, yeah, I can't really say much?
We just think the less you know as you go in, the better. It's going to be a more fun experience for all the twists and turns and whatnot to hit with maximum impact. But, you know, it's a movie about a couple that goes on a camping trip and bad shit happens to them.
I feel like I can talk about the first, 7 to 12 minutes of the movie, you know? To be like, he's got a Jeep, he loves his girlfriend, they're in the woods, and then it gets crazy. It's that or, very general thematic, well, when you try to blend genre, this is usually the outcome. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be like, well, we can't talk to you about the movie.
Yeah.
It's tough, but also, I agree that it's just such a fun movie to really know nothing about. I'd even say don't watch the trailer. Just go and see it, see what happens.
Fans of sci-fi, thriller, psychological thriller, romantic drama, a little bit of comedy in there. So it really is a very, very fun ride that a lot of viewers will enjoy if they give it a chance.
Well, also, I would say anybody that likes to be deeply uncomfortable and incredibly paranoid might really, and who doesn't like feeling paranoid? I guess with that, I mean, right in the title, Significant Other, it implies that there is an otherness to the people that we are around. I mean, let's face it, there's plenty of stories of the person that was married to someone that ends up being a monster or a horrible person or someone that just doesn't pay their taxes. I don't know, but you've learned that secret that they've been covering up. Did this working on this kind of stoke a little bit of that paranoia?
Well, I mean, I think that's a little bit of a fear that we were trying to prey upon with this movie is, finding something out about your significant other or having a certain type of argument with them in a place where you can't escape that. You can't go and talk to your best friend about it. You are stuck in the woods with that person, and I think there's a lot of other movies that kind of play with that idea that we drew a bit of inspiration from, even just Force Majeure or The Loneliest Planet, these movies where a couple goes out and some awful thing happens at the end of the first act, and then you're watching them kind of have to deal with that and be stuck in this place together, and there's no respite. You can't break off and talk to your friends about it. You just need to figure it out between the two of you. And so this movie's a little bit born of that kind of fear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even in a situation where it's not necessarily nefarious, you can be caught in the woods with a loved one and then realize that they're just not very good at dealing with a crisis or some sort of emergency situation. With that in mind, I mean, you have this setting of the Pacific Northwest. Did that become a character unto itself in this film? And for you guys, how was it, filming and interacting in this environment?
Well, it's stunning. I mean, it's absolutely. I'd never been in the Pacific Northwest before, and the scale of the wilderness there is certainly different than what I was used to in the Northeast. I was dating a girl for a little while, and she she was a tree, and her wilderness, and her inner wilderness was something I'd never. No, she did this thing that was questionable, and then she goes, "Don't worry, I've got a lie all figured out for it." And I was like, "What's up?" To go you already have a lie sorted out for how this works. I feel like that little, where you just go "Oh, that's a layer to you that I didn't expect." That you would think in those terms, and. I don't know how that applies to this movie as much as just me sharing some gossip.
It's a good.
I just really needed to get that off my. I've been waiting all day for somebody to ask me about relationships.
I am here for it though.
I
I'm
think
leaning
it's a good
back.
story though because
I got a picture
also,
of her somewhere in here.
It's not just the like you said. It's not just the super nefarious thing. You killed somebody 10 years ago and hid the body. It's there is something really horrifying about even just a misalignment of worldviews with a significant other that you kind of slowly realize those worldviews are quite divergent, and it's going to be something you cannot reconcile. And that's obviously something that we, and this is pre-spoiler, something we pick up on in this movie, that they kind of have different views on what the rest of their lives together should look like. And the question is, like, can you reconcile those things? Can you like recover from the sort of emotional atomic bomb that occurs at the end of the first act in this? And I think that on the romantic drama side is something a lot of viewers will resonate with. A lot of viewers, that most people have been through something like that, and it's quite scary.
I don't know where you go after Jake's story.
I don't really either. Gosh.
You're not gonna one up that.
Well, if you thought Jake's story was creepy and unsettling, just wait till you see Significant Other. It's even better. So check it out, guys. Significant Other. Really enjoyed the film. Thank you for chatting with me today.
Thank you.